Hello guys, welcome back to Hey Manager with me Alex, and today we're going to get straight back into the Wonderkids. They're predicting FM26 Wonderkids. It's been a while since I've uploaded, and a long time since I've uploaded one of these type of videos. So let's get into it. Let's have a look at who we're going to look at today. So, straight from the off, I've got to do the attacking midfielders. If we're going to do attacking midfielders, we've got to show him. It's Rodrigo Ma. Now, the FC Porto Wonderkid is unbelievable. As you can see here, 28 games last year, 17.3 90s, the full 90s, only 1,500 minutes played, and 14 goals and assists. So that's near enough every 100 minutes he's getting a contribution, which is around 0.81 contributions per game, which is unreal considering he's only 18. He's only just turned 18 as well, so absolutely mental. The expected assist is from obviously the Champions League. I think it was the Champions League Porto are in, where he only got 1.6, so 0.09 overall. Shot creating actions, again, probably only from the Champions League, not from the Liga BBVA or the BetClick Liga Portugal League now. But 70 shot creating actions, 4.05 a game, which is crazy. You know, those two are like, so shot creating actions is something I always try and judge creativity on. So it's where you can produce two actions, be it a cross, a take on, recovery ball. If you recover a ball and pass it, if you recover a ball, skill someone, and it leads to a shot, that's your shot creating action. Success, 4.01 of them per game. It's crazy. He's creating 4 chances near enough per game, or shots anyway, per game. Successful take-ons, 20, so 1.3 per game. Pretty wild as well. And as you can see in FM, like, I just loaded up the save, which is the modern day save that I've downloaded from, I think it's Passion FM, which I'll leave in the description below. He has been updated. He is obviously going to be 18 in the FM26, but he looks incredible at the moment in that update. And if you can actually look at where he was in the Dortmund save from the very start, this is from FM24 2 years ago nearly now. This is where he ended up by 2020, well, when he was 25, I think it was 2032 or something like that. Something crazy. That's where he ended up. He ended up at Real Betis, rated pretty highly. Obviously didn't reach his full potential, but decent enough anyway. In FM26, FM24 wasn't rated that high. Only, I think, at 15 years of age when the game started. Now, he's everyone knows Rodrigo Ma's name because he is one of the hot prospects to watch in European football. Next up, it's Francis Onyeka. Now, you might know about this man. I think he's at Bayer Leverkusen at the moment. Was at VF Bochum, I think it is, VF Bochum. So yeah, last year played for the under-19s Bundesliga Youth League. Didn't really get many stats out of him, but he had 19 games, 16.4 full 90s, only 5 goals and assists per overall, so that's 0.3 per game. Now he does look pretty good. Francis Onyeka, they rate him quite highly at Bochum, and obviously he's on loan from Bayer Leverkusen. But as we can see in the save that I've loaded, again, this is like an updated database that I'll put in the link in the description below, so you can keep playing this and try and keep up to date, which is what I'm trying to use at the moment. Got a bit of video that I'm actually planning to do at the moment, which is pretty interesting. But Francis Onyeka looks really good. Quite a skillful attacking midfielder. Does quite a lot of things. He can play out left as well. He's got a bit of pace to him, but can also play in the central midfield role. So he's like this new number 8 that everyone likes to talk about. This 8s and 9s and 6s and 7s and whatever. I think Onyeka, to me, is your all-rounder attacking midfielder. So he links the play together. You can play a passing behind. He can dribble. He can get back. His work rate's high. He's fast. He's got a lot of the attributes. He's like a lower tier Musiala, if you can envision it that way. Musiala has pretty much everything you want as an attacking midfielder. Onyeka is that league below. So yeah, definitely someone to actually think about. I think in my save for Dortmund, he stayed at Bochum. He was at Bochum. He stayed at Bochum, or finished it up at Bochum, and he wasn't too great. They didn't rate him too highly on FM24 either. So yeah, next one, Alvaro Montoro. Now this guy's a bit of an exciting one. I think he was only 15 years of age when FM24 came out, so that makes him 17. Just turned 18 now. So matches played 38 this year, 16 full 90s, only 5 goals and assists throughout the season, so that's about 0.32, about every 3 games he gets a goal or an assist. Expected assists, again, probably just from like the Club World Cup or something like that, 1.9, so that's 0.13 per game. Shot creating actions, very high again. Volume creator, as you can see, 62, so up there Rodrigo Ma. But then successful take-ons, nearly 3 a game. This guy, He reminds me a lot of, and people are going to slate me for this one, Almada. Thiago Almada, who went to, I think he went to Nice. I can't remember actually where he went. It might have been Lyon. I can't remember which French side he's gone to, but then I think he's actually ventured away from there now. I can't remember. But Thiago Almada from years ago was an absolute wonder kid on FM. I think this guy's going to take his place. Alvaro Montoro. I think this guy is the man. Botafogo, should I say, not Botafogo, Botafogo. Really good player. Going to be able to get him on a cheap, I reckon. He looks really good, and I think has the potential to be an absolute wonder kid on FM26. If we have a look at him, so this is what the new database that I downloaded. You can see him in there. Looks pretty good. I'll be honest with you. Looks actually quite good. Physically could be a lot better, but only, as I say, 15 years of age as he starts out in FM24. But again, technically, absolute wonder kid. I think in terms of like your mental stats, you can see there. I think it's concentration or I honestly can't read that from actually looking on my screen. It is composure 16, decision 17. Yeah, I think absolutely out of this world. 15 years of age. Now he's going to be obviously 18 years of age. 2 years later, I think he looks really, really good. And to be honest with you, I think in FM26 his stats might actually be a little bit better than that as well. So yeah, nice cheap one to get in. Obviously going to be a foreign player, so you've got to think about that if you're in the Premier League. But really, really good stats-wise, technically. So next up, I'm going to go with Tyler Dibling. Now, an obvious one, but I think he's going to go to Everton in the end. I've actually seen in recent days that he's going to go to Everton, which is a bit of an annoying one. But 38 games he played last year across all competitions for Southampton. 2,230 minutes, so 24.6 full starts. Only 6 goals and assists, but that's about a 1 in 4 output. And considering you're in a very poor Southampton side who didn't really have any strikers to really, get on the end of anything, I think for me that's all right. Expected assist 1.5, it's only 0.07 per game, which is really low. But he is a very good creative midfielder, as you can see here. Shot creating actions 56, that's 2.69, not as many as Mora or Almada, Montoro. I need to get that right. Montoro. But successful take-ons, again, really good, especially at the highest level. You're looking at like your Premier League players, your Premier League defenders. You're looking at, playing within England itself where it's a lot more competitive. Successful take-ons, 45, so that's 2.16 per game. That's really high for an attacking midfielder. And I think he plays out on the wing a bit more, but he can play through the middle, which is why I quite like him and why I've included him in this sort of role, because I think he's a bit better through the middle than he is out wide. He's a lot more technical, as you can see there. Great take-ons, great creating actions. Going to get the goals and assists regardless, but I think he's more of a creative player in that attacking midfielder role and suits that a little bit better. As you can see here, this is what he's rated as in the updates. This will be when he was 19 years of age this year. Again, you can see he can play across the front three anywhere, pretty versatile. Can play that 8 role in that central midfielder, but also play the number 10 in behind the striker. Great technicals, decent enough mentals, physically pretty good for a 19-year-old, 17, 19-year-old, whatever it will be. I think it'll be 19 when this comes out. Let me just double check. Yep, it'll be 19. So I think really, really good. And Everton, they're going to get their hands on a really good player here, and for pretty cheap, around 26 million, probably maybe 30 overall, if you look at add-ons and sell-on clauses that people like to put in contracts nowadays. Plus, I think at Everton, if you look at Everton, are they going to be like standout? I don't know. You could probably try and entice him away from Everton in a way. So I think for me, Dibling, you can see where he ended up in my FM save. FM24, they did not rate him highly enough whatsoever. He ended up at Blackburn, which were in the Championship. He can play across the front, can be even in the striker role. I think he's going to be much better than that. That's in the year 2032. I think he's going to be much better than that. He's going to have a much better career. He went to Hull, Norwich, Blackburn. I think you're going to see him go and hop around a lot of Premier League clubs. And if he could try and take that next step, I think he'll be really, really good. He reminds me a bit of a Phil Foden, but a bit bigger in stature. So maybe a bit more physical. Who knows? We'll have to see how he plays. Last but not least, we've got Keith Smith. Now, this lad has been linked with Real Madrid in the last few days, which is interesting. He is 19 years of age, going to turn 20 in January, so just as the new year comes over. Matches played 38, 25.3 full 90, 16 goals and assists altogether. 0.63 he has, that is, per 90. So pretty much every 3 games he's getting... Is it every 3 games you get 2 assists? No. it's 2/3 of the time he's getting an assist. He's getting 2 assists in 3 games, pretty much, isn't it? I think that's pretty much how I see it. Anyway, expected assist 2.6. So again, quite a creative player, and the shot creating actions does display that. But I think the key bit is he's been getting in the goals. Now, in FM, Keith Smith, if I just show you quickly now, successful take-ons, by the way, not so great, but he is a bit more of like a creative, I want to say a classic 10, where you're not technically as good on the ball, but you are very good at, you know, contributing, running in the box late, getting your foot on the end of it, quite like a young Paul Scholes to a degree, where great at, you know, creating and getting in there, but actually like your technical ability on the ball, not fantastic. You're not like a dribbling sensation, so to speak. In FM, looks really good. Now, this is obviously loading in the latest update that I keep referencing, the Passion FM. He is a central midfielder and a CDM, but can play in the attacking midfielder role. But I think he plays in like a central midfield. And if you look at his stats, he's so good at running around. So this Metzala role will fit him perfectly. He's, you know, physically only going to get better. You know, mentally, he's already there because he's played quite a lot of first-team football. Technically, we know his technical ability is going to be much better than that in real life. His finishing is going to be much higher. I think his crossing is going to be greater. His dribbling probably a bit higher. His technique higher as well. I reckon you're going to see him be really, really good next year. And the fact that he's at AZ Alkmaar, I think for me, you're going to be able to get him in relatively cheap. I know the Dutch League, there's quite a lot of exports coming out of the Dutch League now that are going to be like an Anthony at 90 million. You look at Blind, Martinez, you know, De Jong, De Ligt. I don't think Smith's in that caliber of player, so you're going to be looking at like, you know, 20 million for a player that, if you're a Crystal Palace, if you are a Wolves, if you're a player of that sort of like, you know, that club of that like stature, you want to get a player like this in because he's young and he'll be able to do the business for you. So that's my top 5. I don't think I've got any more. We go back to Rodrigo Ma, so I'm going to finish off right there. So thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like. I'll try to fire through them as best I can because I wanted to make these nice and snappy. I want to only spend like 2-3 minutes per player. You can read the stats yourself. Don't really need to give you much more to that. But Rodrigo Ma, a great one. Can play on the wings, but great in behind the striker. I think the best one for me definitely has to be Keith Smith. I think if we're going to look at it like a player that can play pretty much anywhere through the midfield and contribute and be really good for like a mid-table side or even like a backup for a top-level side straight away as well, I think he's going to be a fantastic pickup for relatively cheap too. So thank you guys for watching and thank you for 289 sub-managers. I need to update my tab thing above my little graphic that I make, but 289 subscribers, thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Really do love the fact that we're growing so fast. I was aiming for 300 by the end of the year. It's nearly it's the start of August now. Get to the end of August, who knows, we might have already beaten that, so we can aim for 400. We're going to keep climbing, keep going, try and get there as fast as I can. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one. From Alex, have a great day. Ciao.